I guess I am live. So, hey guys, hello, and what's up? How are you guys doing? Today we are going to be basically coding this. I'll just show you. So we are going. I have created a new repo today. I think day before yesterday I prepared it. So this is easy AWS. The target of this is to basically create an AWS S3 Explorer. Initially, that's the first tool. I think AWS in itself lacks like the tool itself are really great on AWS, but you sometimes want to use it in a way, in a different way, or you want some additional tools along with the AWS that you can use. And I think having those tools will make using AWS very very simple. For example, one of the use cases which I found was exploring the S3 buckets, and it was really hard for me. Like there is no, so I don't want it to be basically directly be integrated in my Explorer, so I don't want it over here directly. That's something which I don't want. I want it as a separate application, right? So I want it as a separate application where I can easily browse the S3 files, and I couldn't find a very good solution for that. There was one solution, one particular solution, which was you'll have to install AWS extension on your VS Code, and there you can edit the files. But let me tell you, that is also very very not very convenient, because you'll have to that AWS extension comes with a lot of other tools as well which you don't need. So overall the solution was not very much good. So the plan right now, that the plan for now is basically creating a solution something like an S3 Explorer. That's the part one, and we'll be keep adding new tools as we see other problems. One of the other problems which one of my DevOps engineer in my current company actually told me about is is like there is no way to see all your pipeline status at once and basically trigger your pipeline. So we have like more than, I don't know, more than 50-60 different pipelines, code pipelines, which basically deploys your application, and there's no way to see the status of all of them and how many failed and how many passed. And so we'll be creating something like that after this. So let's start with AWS Explorer. I did some amount of research. So let me actually quickly do I have cloned this rep. I mean, I have created, and this repo exists in my, I think in my projects, and then easy AWS, and then let's open this in Finder. So we'll say open. I cannot see anyone. If you are here, just say a hi so that I can know that you are here. Great. So I had few inspirations. So what we'll do is we'll be creating a folder, and we'll call it inspirations, because I am not very good at, I'm good at making UI out of some Figma inspiration, but I'm not good at inherently designing a UI. So we'll be using these inspirations, and probably we'll build something out of them. So these are the inspirations which are downloaded. We have anything else? No, we don't have. So I'll just show you these inspirations. Okay. So okay, so these are few inspirations which I have. So this was one of for the sidebar, which doesn't matter. I think few good ones is this one I liked a lot. So something like this. So an explorer for your S3 bucket. So maybe you could have all your folders over here. So like all your folders which you might show of your S3 bucket, and then all the files inside that S3 bucket could be here, and then these tools could be there. Maybe this will not be there because this is just an application, right? So this, I really like the idea. Also, I like the glass morphism which they have given over here. We'll see how we can achieve that as well in Electron.js. That's also one of the targets. Yeah, let's see. So today we'll try to at least make some UI, something like this, and let's see what what we can achieve today. Yeah. So yep, let's get started. So the first thing what we'll do is we'll compare the different inspirations which we have. So you guys could help me with this. You guys could give me suggestions on which one should I use and which one is not very good. My camera is logged, so this is sad. So you guys could, I don't know, you guys could look at all the inspirations right now, and then we will turn on the camera. So I feel like this one was like good. So this one I really liked, but it is a bit complex right now. Like there's a lot of other things which I might not need. uh, this is very much Windows, which is not an issue. Of course, this is a good design, but I think we can but this is something which I really liked. Also, we can have files something like this, so we can have all our file icons something like this. So we'll have our file icons like this, and then we can have all the other things like this. So yeah, we'll see, we'll have different views maybe. Yeah, so let's get back and let's make this smaller again. Great. Let's start coding. I'll just give you an overview of I'll give you an overview of the stack, what we are using, and all those other things right now. And also, I'll be providing the link to the repository in the description, in the chat, and you guys could maybe look at the code. And if you guys have faced the same issue, you could also contribute, right? So yeah, whatever you wish. So great. So we have the initial repo over here, and we have the code. I guess over here. Great. So we have the code. So the idea is very simple. The tech stack is very simple. So we'll be writing a little bit of README file so that everybody contributing could basically get the tech stack. So also I bought a small domain for this so that people could download, which is easyapp.app. But this doesn't, like, the download button itself doesn't work for now because we haven't prepared the applications. How would it work? Of course, right? So we'll just close that. So let's quickly say tech stacks, right? So we'll have maybe for the application we'll be using Electron. We'll be probably using Vite, because that will be Vite Vite with React.js, right? TypeScript definitely will be using, right? And for the website, simple Vite with React. Very simple tech stack so far. We'll see if things expand and we have several other things, we might add or subtract things. We'll see that later on. So we have this is what we are going to do. One thing which I did, which I accidentally did, which is not correct, is basically what I did is I just created this S3 Explorer out of this whatever, like a boilerplate, I think. So we'll say React Electron boilerplate. So we'll see what boilerplate we can use. Maybe something Vite based we'll have, but we can, I think, modify. So I was using this this was recommended by Electron itself, I guess. Oh, so I'm not visible, I'm sorry. Need to be visible. Yeah, so this was recommended by Electron itself, the boilerplate which I'm using. I think there will be a readme file or something which will be telling me how to do this. So I'm using Electron Forge, and yeah, this is what it. So my first, let's change the description. So this is like S3 Explorer. I don't even know what should I name the application. There's no name to the application right now. That is also open to suggestions. If you guys want to give some suggestions regarding the name, so you can definitely give. Okay, great. So we have things out there. Next thing what we're going to set up is we're going to set up React for Vite, which we're using. So let's quickly see how we can do that. So we'll say Vite setup for React.js. Let's see we can do that or not. So we'll say get started. Do we have React over here? React.js. I think that's what we need. I think it will have some kind of setup or something. Oh no, that's not what I need. Okay, so this is a React application. We can take the configuration from here. So what we can do is we can go to, I guess, Vite config ts file. So we have Vite config ts file, and I think in the plugins we can say React. That will kind of like work. So we can just copy this, which is Vite.js / plugin dot whatever, like React. So we'll go to X3 Explorer, and then what we'll say is we'll say ion add, and then something like that. And will this be a development dependency or a production dependency? I don't know. Let's see. So it's a dev dependency. So yeah, it should be. There you go. I think, in an electron based application, everything is a dev dependency if you think about it, because everything is local basically after building your application. But it could be segregated on the term like what do you want in your build bind, like what, not in the binary, but what do you want in the build code, right? So if you want to include that in your build code, that's not a dev dependency. If you want to include it in the dev build code, that's a dev dependency. So you're getting what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Although I mixed it up. So we have Babel and all those things, which all those good things. We'll have this is Vite main.config, this is base.config, this is the render.config. I think what we want is for the render.config, and then there's something there. I don't have any idea for that. We'll go to import and we'll have @Vite React plugin, and I think, how do you do this? So we'll go to this and you just import React, and that's it. That looks very simple. I don't know how much that is simple. So we'll say React, great stuff. And that's a function. You call this as a function. Amazing stuff. So we have, am I the one who cannot see the chat, or you guys are not saying anything? I don't know. It could be either of the cases. Let me check once. Are you guys not saying anything, or I'm not able to see the chats? What's the case? Or am I not audible? That could also be one of the cases. Oh, I am audible. So we'll go to, where should we go? We'll go to create, we'll go to go live, we'll go to coding, whatever I'm doing. So here, oh, there is no chat. Okay, that's kind of fine. Yeah. Yes, finally there is someone who confirmed me that the chat is working. Okay. So hey bro, hey Gautam, hi, what's up? How are you guys? How are you? So by the way, if you guys wish to see like how do I see your chats, it's in the VS Code, I think, over here like this. So that's how I see your chats. Sometimes this OBS goes crazy and the chats are not visible, but right now it's working, I guess. So we have define config, and we have the React plugin available. Let's kind of like try to start this. So we'll say yarn start. This will start our application, and probably things will not break. How are you, bro? I am quite good. I am all okay. What about you, bro? So this is hello world application, like yeah. And let's try to have some React over here. We'll also try to set up Tailwind CSS. So a lot of UI in this particular stream. Probably a lot of Tailwind and probably UI. So we'll go to our renderer, right? This is our renderer, and the first thing what we'll do is we'll load the, we'll go to the min, and now, okay, so what was that? I don't remember. Is this one? Yeah. So we'll go to the index.html file, and there what we can do is we can load some script like this, I think. So we must have an index.something file, index.html file, yeah. And then, oh, it's the renderer.ts. Okay, this is what it is rendering, which is cool. So whatever we have in the main.tsx, we can have it inside the, yeah. So we can have this entire thing inside the renderer, I think. Yeah. So instead of t, we can have tsx. And we can this, so there's no app right now, so we'll just say h1 hi, it's working. How's life lately going on? Life is work, life is learning, life is great, bro. Nothing, no complaints. So we'll just take out that whatever import that was, and this looks good. Also, there's no root element. That's also one of the things which we have to fix. So we'll go over here, we'll see what do we have as a root element. So we have this over here, and then we need a div with whatever like that was there. So we can just remove all of the other things, and we can place a root with this, and we can even change this to tsx, I guess. I don't know, script type module is there. Yeah, it's module, so that's correct. Okay, this looks mostly correct to me. I think viewport thing we'll have to place. So viewport is something we'll have to place. Let's have viewport thing placed. There you go. Uh, yeah, set is UTF-8. That's fine. That's correct. How are you guys doing, bro? How are you? What are you guys working on? If you guys could share some GitHub repos, we might look into those things. If you guys have some ideas regarding the project which I'm doing, I would love to discuss them as well. So please provide your suggestions. Straight mode is not very happy with me for some reason. Enable JSX. What the? This is TSX. Hey, let's make a video chat room application. Mannat Sharma. Chat room application. Uh, Not probably now. We might do it sometimes else, maybe some other time. There are a lot of chat applications on YouTube, bro. So I think let's do something unique, right? Uh, why the script mode was not working? What do you mean? Whatever, I don't care. Let's have it. Like, let's save it over here. Oh yeah. Yep. Does this works or does this crash? It works. It works like as you would expect. You know, as you would expect this to work. So we have perfectly set up React for our application, which is, I don't know. This is insane. Forbidden null check assertion. Forget it. Yeah. So we have all of these working, and we have index.css as well. I don't know, we have index.css. Yeah, we have index.css, which is good. Okay, the next step what we'll do is we'll just set up Tailwind CSS pretty quickly. So we'll just go to Tailwind CSS and using media soup, especially because other packages are too much abstracted. Yeah, just remove the straight mode anyway, because yeah, that bro, but yeah, street mode doesn't matter, but yeah, it helps you detect, I don't know, this makes sure, you know, having straight mode make sure your component are rendering properly, and you know, so let it be there. I mean, yeah, so we have this and we need all these three packages, which is Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer. So let's quickly add them to our project. So we'll say yarn add, and by the way, we are using mono repo, so we are using yarn workspaces over here. If you guys would like to know about that, please let me know in the comments. I'll discuss yarn workspaces as well. So I think this has to be added as a development dependency. It's not happy with me. What happened? And this command will add dependency workspace to root. Oh, I don't want to add this to root. No. We don't want to do that. We want to add this to S3 Explorer. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, great. So we have these packages, whatever we have. So next thing what we need is we need to run this command, which will create two different files. One is tailwind config dot something, so which is this one. So post tailwind config.js, post css config.js, and tailwind config.js. I wanted to create the TS version, but that's kind of okay. Next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna be let's quick this. We are going to go to the min browser again, and we're gonna copy the content section from here, and we're gonna paste this over here. So yep, we have Tailwind CSS out there. Pretty dope. Next thing what we need is we need this in the index.css file. So let's quickly replace that, and we are good to go. All work done. This was amazing. This was easy. I wasn't expecting this to be this easy. So we'll just maybe quit this and we'll restart stuff again. So yeah, we'll say yarn start again, and this should probably start the application. We should not have any styles. Yeah. So we have Tailwind CSS set up as well. Great stuff. We have our application window, and we have Tailwind CSS set up as well. Who wants to know about yarn workspaces? If you guys do not know already, so just let me know. Okay, we'll probably do something about that. So let me place this over here. Maybe this over here. We'll make this a little bit smaller, and great. Okay, so we have all the render process. We have all these changes. So let's look at some of the inspirations. We'll look at some. This was good. This is good. This is the best one, I think, so far. So we'll just place it somewhere probably. Let it be open over there. So the first thing, let's create this dashboard UI. So then we'll think about anything else. So um, so I think we might need to remove this default window for this UI, but we'll do that at the end maybe. So yeah, I don't know why do we have like this separation there. So inspirations, this the dark version of this is really good. Okay, so let's make this one a reality. Let's turn this into a reality. So we'll go to, probably we will be going to source and then renderer.tsx. Yeah, there you go. So let's create a folder and let's call it pages, right? And then let's have React Router DOM installed in our stuff. So we'll say s3 explorer, and then we'll say yarn add React Router DOM. Right? We have React Router DOM, which kind of like lets us route through different routes in our application, which is great. And now we'll have the first route, which is the maybe homepage .tsx, and then we'll say rfce, which will let us make the homepage .tsx. Great stuff. So this is homepage, and then to render this, what we'll do is we might have app that will help us, maybe not. app.ts rfce, and let's call it app. So technically it's not ts, it should be tsx because this contains React. And now what we can do is we can just import app from like /app, and then we can, instead of rendering this, we can render the app, which is great, so that I don't have to look at this, whatever this is. So we have the app there, and so let's quickly start coding. So in the app, we need to set up the React router. So we'll say browser router, and then I think in the new, we'll have to look into the documentation of React router now. So React router DOM, and then let's quickly go to version 6.24, and let's see what's new. So you just create a browser router, something like this. So you say const, so you just say const router is equal to create browser router, and then what do? You just provide your route. That's pretty convenient. So you just say path, and this is this, and then maybe element, which is maybe homepage, which is, and then what you do is you just go to router provider and provide your router to the entire application. I think that's how you do it. Yep. It's still not happy with me for some reason. app.tsx. What happened, bro? What happened? Why are you angry at me? This is angry at me because this is React current folder, consider importing and something like that. I think that's not required. Importing React is not required, probably. Yeah, we are rendering homepage, and quick fix. How to disable this import required, something like that. So we don't need import. Okay, let's add an import. Like, who cares? Like, let's add an import. So import React from React, but that will be a little annoying. We might find a fix later on, but for now we are good to go. Yep, there you go. Great. So we have the React, we have the Tailwind, we have everything set up which we want, which is great. Now we need to basically get the UI, which was, I don't know what was the name, Fuchsia. It's Windows Explorer. Okay, so it's Windows Explorer basically. Okay, so we'll just place it in the bottom section right now, and we'll start coding, and we can just make it a little bit smaller so that we here, and the back background, whatever. Okay. So let's start. So the first thing what we have to do is we have to design that this sidebar. So we'll say class width full height screen, and also this is a flex, and then we'll have a div and we'll have a width. The class width maybe 300 pixel, at least what I see. This is 300 pixel, and then bg slate something like 100 would be good. And then what we can do is we can have the height as full, right? And yeah, that's good. So we'll just say I don't know, x3xl sidebar, right? And then we can have like this main section, which is like hey man, hey hi Hansraj, what's up? So we can do width full, we can do flex grow, and we can do height full, right? And now what we can do is we can have content over here, which is great. So we have these two sections right now, which is the sidebar and the content section. Let's quickly do other stuff. So we need some amount of padding, probably very heavy padding, probably a little bit more. 5 is kind of good, probably 6 is even better. 6 is better, yeah. Now what we can have is we can have S3 Explorer instead of File Explorer. So we'll say this is my, I don't know, this is my H1. So we'll say File Explorer, and then what we can do is we can just say class font bold text Excel. Yeah, it's looking good. I don't know which font is this though. This font is a little bit different than what I'm using. So we have File Explorer. Next thing what we can have is we can have all these folders and all those things. So but that will be like derived, so we'll be only having folders and files and such things. But yeah, so after this what we're gonna do is we're gonna have other stuff, but we'll see that. But before doing any of that, I don't know, I just feel we should not have the window. I just feel we should not have the window. What do you think? So like, you know, this clean without window look I really like, but let's do that maybe a little bit later, because yeah, whatever. I just don't want to go to the main process. So every React Electron application has two processes. Okay, one is called the main process, another is called another one is called the renderer process. And the renderer process does not restart the app, but once you go to the main process, it restarts the app again and again. So we'll do all the annoying render process part maybe in the end. So we have the File Explorer, and then we just want few icons. So where do we get those icons from? Let's see. Let's go to let's use React icons. I think React icons, or we can use Lucid icons. Let's use Lucid icons. I think Lucid icons is a good library. We'll be using Lucid right now. So let's go to get started, and let's go to installation. We'll install this from like this over here. Now what we can do is we can go to the this stuff, and then what we can say is we can just say yarn add. Yarn add is already there, so we'll just say Lucid React, which will help us to basically have Lucid in our project, which is amazing. So we have Lucid in the project. Next thing what we can do is we can have the folder icon. So okay, so there's like this is basically a folder tree, so there could be multiple folders inside which there could be multiple. So this has to be generated dynamically, right? We'll have to decide some structure, how it should be like we should be getting this, and yeah, that will basically determine. So but for now let's go for the UI, and later on we can think about the data structure which we should follow. So we have the File Explorer. We have what do we have? We have the, yeah, okay, so let's have the folder icon. Let's have a heading, something like that. So let's have like something like an H2. Let's call it like folders. I just want to keep this very simple right now. Where is my folders? Wait, that's the wrong place. We'll say main area, something like that. And then we don't have a, so that's kind of okay. So then we'll have an H2, and then that will be like folders. There's folders, right? And then what we can do is we can go over here, we can go to ground, and we can keep some margin from the top, and then we can just say text Excel. Also, this is not just Excel. This should be more than that because yeah, why not? And then this can be Excel, and then the font will be semi bold, right? Great. So we have folder. It should not. Yeah, it's folders. That's correct. And now we can have all the folders, and we'll have this inside a div, which will have some padding on its own. So which is like 3, so that this could be like, this could be away from the border of the stuff. We'll just place an li probably like this. Yeah, this will be a list of lists. Yeah, that's probably the correct way to do this. Although what I did not like is, I think the spacing is a lot. Like this there shouldn't be this much spacing, but is this kind of okay? I don't know. Let's have that icon, folder icon. So we'll say folder, folder archive, folder check. I don't know. Folder is kind of good for me. And then we can have like some folder, like, I don't know, movies, right? Something like that. And then what we can do is flex, right? And gap 2, gap 3, I don't know, something like that. That looks good. And we could have quite similar things for other as well. So we can just copy paste this a couple of times. And then what we can do is we can just get rid of this one. So we have few things over there. Great. So we have the folders lying out there. Also, what I would like is, I would like to have some highlight, like, some little bit of highlight would be great. So like for the version 1, we can keep it very simple. So we can have the root level folders over here, and then if you click, you'll see other folders over in this, like the main content area, and we you could click on those folders from there. That could also be an option. So also, like, we could have like we could select all of these. So vi this, and then I don't know. Yeah. So let's have like hover bg, or like we should have some padding. I think padding 3. That's a lot of padding. We should have some hover, maybe bg gray, something like this. I think we just missed one of the folders. There you go. That's good. Now we would have this hover effect, but that's too much. I think that's too harsh. Also, we don't want gray, we want slate, and we want like 200 or something like that. We want rounded MD. Yeah, that's more of like how I would like it. Also, I would like the cursor to be pointer. Great. We have the cursor as pointer, and it's how it is. Great. So now what I would do is, I would have so we have all the folders, right? So should we have this as a separate? I don't know. I think we should have this as a separate we should have it as a separate component, because this will have a lot of logic, and I don't want every logic to be in the main page. I want to segregate, like, I want to disperse the logic throughout the application. I hate seeing a lot of code in single file. I don't know, for some reason. So we'll just, I don't know, inspirations. I don't want inspirations. We have pages, and we have source. Inside source, we can have like components folder, where we'll have all the components, and inside the component folder, maybe we can have a sidebar folder which will contain the sidebar, and we can say sidebar. Okay, it's here. We can place this over here, maybe. Yeah, let's quickly say side. Oh, that was correct. And then what we can do is we can just migrate all this sidebar code, which is and then we can just say sidebar over here, which is great. So, and then what we can do is we can just paste everything over here. Also, we can just import the folder. Okay. I think the sidebar problem is, this is not the sidebar we want. This is the icon sidebar, which we don't want. We want the actual sidebar. So yeah, we don't need this one. So I think this should be sidebar. There you go. That's kind of fine. Oh, the reference is wrong, so we'll have to fix that as well. I think it's like this. Yeah, that's correct. That's how you do it. So we finally have the basic design ready, I guess. So that's kind of good. Okay, so we want this, whatever effect we have, we want this to be basically everywhere. I don't know why do I do this. Okay, there you go. So that effect, whatever we were talking about, will be in all of them. We'll definitely generate this dynamically. Like this is not something like this, which is going to be there. Just for samples, we can have like pictures, some other folder. Hi Arjun Krishna, what's up? How are you? Something else. Yeah, there you go. We have all these folders, and we would mark them clickable and all. So let's click the second side, which is actually having the area where we display all the content, right? Instead, also I would not like to have this file explorer. I think we should have this as S3 Explorer. And we could, for now, we can have like an explorer icon. I don't know. Clock, compass. Do we have compass icon? If we'll have compass icon, it will be amazing. Yes, we do have a compass icon, which is cool. We can just say flex gap to item center. I don't know. Yeah, that's cool. So we have it like this. Can we have this? Can we increase the size? Maybe 42. Gonna be cool. Yeah, this is good. So is the compass icon good, or should I change the icon? That looks good. I think that's is pretty fine right now. Also, these folder names are too dark. They should be grayed according to the design. You can see the design, it's very grayed. Also, whatever the active one is basically the fully dark one. So we can just say text gray, whatever, like 200. That's too much. So like 500 is kind of good. I don't know. 400 is kind of better. Ow, I just got hurt. Hey, hi Arjun, what's up? How are you? So we have that grayed out. We'll do that same for all of the, and probably I'll just there you go. Okay, so we have all of them grayed out, which is pretty dope. Also, I would not like to have any select on this, so we'll say no select. We have no select. I don't know. No select, none. That's cool. Also, we'd have like some amount of padding, which is kind of cool. We want to have padding X, no padding Y. So because we already have some padding Y, so which is something like this. So if we have something active, it will be basically having like a text, maybe not black. Something like movies is active, then the text will be black. Something like that. Something like this. So this is like basically active. This denotes that this folder is active, and you're seeing the content of this particular folder, which is good. Okay. Now we need few folders over here, which we'll do. Hello, Muhammad Siddiqui. What's up? How are you? Okay. So the first thing what we'll do is we'll just show some folders over here. I don't know. Could we get some folder icons pack for free? I don't know. Can we get that? That icon shows a lot of folders. Yep, a lot of them exactly matches what I would expect. So yeah, this is great. This is exactly what I need. I think they will not be giving me SVGs because they are ped, but we'll just use whatever we have. So 64 meg. Also, the size of the the size of the images doesn't matter to us because this is a desktop application. We don't have to load it through a network, so we can just go absolute like some of the bigger sizes maybe, because we can that free. We'll mention that the icons are from flat icons, and we'll mention all those in the maybe readme of the project. So yeah. So did we downloaded that? I don't know. Did the download go through? Went through, or there was some issue. I don't know. Let's go to downloads. It does not look like it did. I just go to PNG free download. Folder.png, yeah, whatever. So we have the folder, whatever. So what we can do is we can just we can go to the and in the S3 we can create a folder called public, and this will be the static public static public content, and this will be served from there, although that doesn't matter a lot. Folder.png is the file name which we have. which is dope. So where is our application? This is our application. We have few application. Okay, so let's quickly close that one. Let's have some folders in this main section. Also, we don't want to have div, we want to have main. We want to just remove that and probably have some folders just for the sake of design. We'll be doing the S3 coding right now and really soon, but that is a very good option, like having the folder name. That's great. That's a good idea. Also, we don't padding. Good idea probably. So this should not have padding bottom, I think. Why was I saying podding? I don't know. Something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. So over here, what we can say is this is px. So that the upper margin is like neglected. And now what we can do is we can not have, we don't want to have like no folders found. We just want to have like, I don't know, maybe an image, maybe in div is kind of cool. And we can have like a image, we can have like slash folder dot png, and then we can say folder icon, and then width is like 30, height is also like 30. Oh, that's too small. That's too small. Height will be I just want the height to be automatically whatever it wants to be. So we can have like 70, we can have like 100, I don't know. This will be probably dynamic in the real application. You would be able to adjust this, but right now I just want to have like a look and feel of like how things feel. We'll have some folder name, maybe like we'll have some games in this. So yeah, and then what we can do is we can say flex call, and then maybe item center. That's stupid. And then we can say grid. Why do we have this? We should not have this. We'll say grid. We should have flex, and flex maybe wrap is kind of good. And then we can have that game folder, which is cool. And also I don't want this to be very like, you know, that color is like really not something which I'd like a lot. So we'll have text gray 400 probably. Yeah, cool. So you would be able to do this, and that's the folder over there. You could have multiple types of files. So you could have a folder, you could have a png file, svg file, and some other file if you wish. Yeah, so let's quickly do that. So let's quickly have some hover states over here. So we'd say hover bg gray, something like, I don't know, 200 is kind of good. We need to have some padding as well. Cool. So we have some padding, and that's cool. Also this needs to be rounded a little bit. And I don't know, over here hover, if we have the shadow, I don't know how will it look. It looks kind of good. I don't know. Shadow MD, that looks very bad. I think SM shadow was something good. And also we can have like a duration of 150, where whatever happens smoothly. That's good. Also we can have like the cursor pointer. Yeah, that's probably good, right? That looks good. Okay, so yeah, yes, I think we should start dealing with some real shit now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be asking, so how should we do this? So we'll need to configure this S3 stuff, which we'll do now probably. So let's go to the min browser and let's say AWS S3 AWS S3 client. I think that's how it is. I think we can have like, we can write like node.js, something like that. And then yeah, this is what we want. So this is the npm package, which will give us everything in our S3 bucket probably. So we'll install this. So we can add something like that. right? Yeah. So in any Electron application, you have two different kinds of processes. One is called the main process, where all the interaction with your operating system happens. The other one is called the renderer process, where all your interaction with your UI and all those things happen. So I don't know. I feel like AWS, the S3 SDK we can directly use in the client because it's doing some API calls, which we are quite fine with. I guess so. Uh, we'll do one thing right now. So we'll just create a temporary file which will have our secrets, right? So we'll call it temp.ts, and we'll just export const, I don't know, client secret, right? uh Client ID and client secret, right? So we'll have some client ID, so we'll just write it over here, and export const client secret. We'll have the client secret over there. And let's quickly extract this from AWS. So we'll have to go open Arc. We'll see where the R, and we'll have to set up probably an IAM account. I don't know. Probably we'll have to AWS CLI AWS. I had like $100 of credit. I don't know. They will ask me to log in. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I remember my password. What I hate is 2F like MFA. Oh, it did not. That's insane. So this is one of the projects which I was working on. Just let's forget that project. These are the two folders which is there on my S3. What I would like to do is fetch all these folders and show it in my application. So that's the first goal, right? So yep, let's try to do this. Right now what we'll do is we'll just go to security credentials. I don't know if something confidential pops up, I'll be sad. So let's not. So assign MFA. Access keys I can see, and I can just probably delete this. If I have an access key, I'll just say deactivate. That's deactivated, and yep, we'll create an access key. We'll say I understand, create an access key. Yep, we have both of them. So we have the access key and access secret. I just wish I don't secret. I accidentally opened this file. So I have done this quite like a lot. Like I have leaked a lot of my AWS credentials for some reason. So we'll try not to leak this one. So we have client ID and client secret. We'll just cut this and probably done. So we are done. That should give us access to pretty much S3. So we'll just go back to S3. Yep. There you go. So this is the S3 we have. We'll try to fetch all the folders. Let's try to do this quickly. So yeah. Let's go over here. Let's try to like, I don't know. I think we should have like a root folder, something like that, right? So it's only okay. So we can just say use effect, right? And then we can just get rid of this one. We can have probably this one. And then we can import use effect. It's not getting imported. So probably we can say use effect. Yeah, right. And then what we can do is we'll start with log, something like that. Yeah, that's cool. The next stuff what we're gonna do is we're gonna be quickly fetching all those stuff. So I absolutely have no idea how to do that. So we'll see that in the documentation. List buckets command. So that's exactly what we want to do. But do we want to list buckets, or we want to list the folders inside a bucket? I don't know. What do we want to do? We want to probably, what all commands do we have? Let's see. S3 commands, or just they've given few examples. Let's go through them. Creating and mounting, managing, all those things we have. Creating, I just want to see all the commands which I have access to. So if that is possible, that will be incredible. There I can see all the stuff which I can do, I think. So creating and using whatever, configuring Node.js, list buckets we have, which I don't care about. Okay. List object are all the objects inside a bucket. So we could have multiple buckets and which you can select. So right now we'll just have one bucket. Why do I this tab switching is insane. I think I just accidentally closed that. Did I? Can I search? S3. I don't know. S3 client Node.js. I think that's what I did. Let's not use. I think let's use this one only. We'll say S3 Node.js commands examples, and we have all these different things. Managing AWS access permission, working with creating and whatever this buckets, and then we need a lot of these commands. Okay, so let's quickly create a command. So let's create a function over here. Let's not over here, I mean, let's say fetch all the files inside a bucket. So we'll say const fetch files inside, set all fetch objects inside a bucket, right? So we'll have it like this, and then we'll say this is an async function, and then we'll call this async function get ch. What is ch? Get objects, get objects inside a bucket. And then what we can do is we can just say const response. I just don't want that. I want the access to S3. So how are we going to have it? We can say const S3 is equal to new S3 client. I think that's how you do it. So S3 client, and then you just provide a region, which absolutely I don't know what region is this. This is Virginia, I think. So it's US East 1. So that's we have US East 1. That's exactly what where my this thing is located, and these are my credentials. Also, this is not my credential. It's like access. I don't know. We'll just import that from like where we have copied this. So we have this temp, which we don't have to push in any case. So we have client ID and we have client secret. So I don't know, that should be access ID, but whatever I have named, let it be, because that's temporary. So we'll just say because in the real world application, the user will have to enter the S3 credential. Right. So we'll say client secret. That's great. So we have the S3 whatever, like S3 stuff, and yeah. So we have the S3 stuff. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create list objects command. So we'll say list obj cmd is basically new list objects command, right? And then we can probably provide some configuration some bit of configuration. So first of all, which bucket will have where do we have a lot of these things? I think this is cool. Yep, we can try this one because we have at least one folder over here. We'll be creating more folders over here. We'll see about that, but let's first have this one. So we'll have to name this bucket. So the name of this bucket is my Node.js video bucket. We'll just say this, and this should, and then we can run. So we'll just say result is equal to whatever this is, right? And then we can log probably the result. And yep, there you go. Let's see what do we get. So we are here. We just go to development network. I think we should go to console. There's two arrays. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. We have this uploads, right? Whatever. And then we have the owner and who is owning it and last modified and all those things, which is great. And we have storage, but the name is pretty weird. I didn't expect this to be the name. E/ something like that. Uploads. Why are we getting 3 of them? I don't know. because we have 3 files inside that. Is that the case? I have no idea why we're getting 3 of them. Why are we getting 3 of them? No idea. Do we have 3 things? Yeah, we have 3 things inside this. Okay. That's why we're getting 3 of them. Makes sense. So, okay. It's like it does not have a concept of folder in itself, right? It's like you have slash and that creates a folder, right? So we can just group, we can group the folders. We can say, okay, we'll have to create an algorithm which kind of like creates a nested hierarchy of like folders and its subfolder based on the key which it gets, right? I feel that is the case. Okay, so right now what we'll do is we'll just take all the keys, right? And we'll split it by slash. Simple stuff. So yep, let's do this. So I don't know, do we have the access to the group by function, new group by function, which uh, which we had? So we have this, and we can just take the result. Okay, so how are we gonna have the folders? Let me think about it. So it could have folders and files both. So at the root, because at the root also you could have files, which I don't want you to basically have. How do I want to manage this? I don't know. Let me think about this a little bit, right? Because so okay, so we have hierarchy, like, you know, we have Excalibur. Let's go to Excalibur. I'm pretty sure I must have drawn something embarrassing over here. Yes, I have. Okay, so we have buckets, right? Each buckets could have some file, right? It could also have some folders, right? Right, and each of these folders could have its own folders and probably files, right? So yeah, and the list goes on like something like that. So what's the best way to show this, right? So I can imagine like, you know, so I have an idea. Okay, so in the main sidebar what we can do is we can have all the buckets listed in the main sidebar. So we have all the buckets, right? That will work. And once you click this, you'll see the content of that bucket inside that side thing, whatever we have, right? And then what you could have is you could pin the files and folders below, and we can show all those things over here. So like, that's a good feature. I don't know that how much that made sense, but that's at least what I'm going to do right now. So we'll go to what we'll go to the code, and instead of getting the objects inside, we'll get the buckets. So we'll have the buckets. So we'll say const, what am I doing even? I don't know. So we'll just say const new const get buckets is equal to new list buckets. Do we have list buckets command? We do have. That's amazing, and it doesn't even take anything like as a parameter. So we can just the spelling of buckets is wrong. buckets, not tes. Okay, so we have we can have like result, and we can say whatever, like send, and this could be await, because yeah, why not? And we'll log the result probably. We have done something wrong. I don't know what, but we did something wrong. So let's cut this and let's keep pressing U. Okay, so this is the function. We can just paste this. Yep, and we can import that. So we'll just say a command, and that's imported. That's great. So we have the stuff, and I think we should get some result. Let's see, what do we get? What did we get? So we have probably that's not what we want. So we want to refresh this. It just said course policy, something like that, and failed because of something. Access to the list buckets from origin has been blocked. From origin, localhost 5173 has been blocked. Why have you blocked my request? Don't do that. Blocking my request. We'll have to figure out a thing. Why is it doing that? So oh, the problem is, okay, so It might be like you cannot do this from some domain shit. That could be an reason why this is happening. So the cursor is happening. So list buckets cannot happen like this. Okay. So we could, should we do this in the main process and probably end this? Would that work? Probably. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this in the main thread, right? And although I don't want to do this in the main thread, then the course error would not be happening. Let's Google this. I might find some solution. So course error S3 from S3 node.js. So the answer is, I think the problem is that you allowed origin. You need to specify correct domains and it worked for me. Okay. Oh, I think I know why this is happening. Okay. So because there is some configuration which I've created in my AWS, right? That do not allow other people to like basically access it. So there's some set of permissions. You can see that's the problem, right? It should be from 5173 or something like that. But what it was saying was, what was the localhost? It's saying it doesn't allow. Oh, that's the same thing, bro. What do you mean? 5173 has been blocked by course. That's just, oh, so that's just for my video JS. Can't we have like a level permission, like, you know? What happens if we try to fetch it in the main thread, right? Let's try to fetch it in the main thread and let's see what happens. So if something bad happens, that's okay. So how do we test that? To test that, what we'll do is we'll just take all of these things, cut it, and paste it in the main thread, probably over here. Right? We'll have the client ID and all, don't worry. So we can just get rid of this completely. And then we'll pass it to this when this is mounted. So probably this will not be any course error then. Right? So we can just save this probably. Yep. And then we can go to the main thread and we can import all of these things. So can I just do like control I import from there? That's correct. Control I import from temp. That's also needed to be imported, and we need to import this command as well. Great stuff. So that probably would have restarted our app. Yes, that did restarted our app, and we should see the log not over here, but rather we'll see the log in the over here. Oh, we did got the data. Amazing stuff. We did got the data. So the course error is solved. Now what we have to do is, we have, the only thing which is left is basically we'll have to return this data by sending a request when the component renders. So we'll have to do some invocations and stuff like that. So I just don't want to do this like this way. I want to have like a proper, I don't know, S3 main. So like this is main. Yeah. And then I can have like an index.js, not TS file. And I can create some functions to basically do this. So functions export, export function get all buckets, right? So, and we'll have it in the structure which we want to. So we'll have like, let's see how do we do the invocations. I've just completely forget like electron.js IPC. I think that's what we call it. Inter-process communication. That's what we want to do. So we have these two things. We have IPC main and IPC renderer, and we'll see how do we do this. So we have main thread and then app.when ready, you can say this, and then on this, and then if, and then how do you communicate between your two. So we have buttons, we have two-way communication. Okay, so you do on, where's the main thing, bro? Why can't I see that? Okay, so yep, that's pretty fine. Okay, so So we'll have a function, we'll call it, or we can have a class and we'll call it uh, s3 s3 data bridge. That's a cool name. And we can have constructor and we can pass the app to this. We can have app and that will be of type application, I guess. How do you do that? So let's see what is the type. What do you call that? So for now, I'll just comment this so that we don't accidentally keep, like, because that will like throw rate limiting errors and all those things. So I don't want those errors. So in the main window we have also that's basically window. So what is app? So app is electron.app. That's what we want. So here what we want is we want app, which is coming from the electron. So then we can say app.on, and we can have like a get buckets, right? And then we can say this dot get buckets, which is one of the functions. Yeah. And should we do this way? I don't know. I don't think so. It should be like I don't want this to do this like this way. Let's create a function. Let's do this like pretty like simply, like, right? So let's have like an export const s3 start s3 bridge, start s3 data bridge, right? And then we'll pass so this will be a function. So this will be a function, something like this, and our app will be basically electron app. So we'll say app, maybe. Yep, that should be correct. Yep. And in the app now we can say a lot of things. So we can say on maybe I think that's how you do it. That's how you do IPC, right? So you can just say, oh, you just have access to IPC main. I just want the access to IPC main. So probably I'll directly have that. I don't need this. So I can say IPC main dot handle get buckets. Exactly, that's what we want to do. So and then I can just copy probably all of that code which we wrote before, this function, and we can just place it over here. And then what we can do is we can just say return get objects. We'll think about how we'll be handling errors and all those kind of stuff, but let's have this first. So hello bro. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm reading comments from way back, which I should not. So we'll need an S3 client, I think, which we have over here. So we'll just cut this and we'll just paste this over here. So we'll need to import all these as well. Let's quickly import. Let's quickly import from temp. That will give us the error. So we'll have to do probably that. So do we have this in the main? I don't know. We don't have that. So we can directly have this from the electron, I think. We do have an IPC main over there. Yeah, cool. So yep, everything is looking good, at least. Yeah. So we have this get buckets. If you call get buckets, you can give us some events, some args, and we can do stuff. So let's see, is this how you do it, or I just estimated this? Oh, so it's event dot return value. Okay, so it says event dot return value. So you'll get the pong, I guess. Pattern 3 main to renderer. I don't want, okay, main to renderer. How do you do that? No, I don't want to do that. That's kind of okay. Okay. So I feel this is correct. Okay. So if I cannot do that, so we'll have some sound like const result like that, and then we might have like event dot return There was something like return, I guess. I just saw something like return over here. Send sync, and then yeah, event dot return value. I don't see a return value. Okay, this is not this is not handle. This is more of like on, and then you have dot return value, and then we can say result. That's how you do it. And we don't have any args, so we can just probably leave that. So that's how you do it. Great. So we'll have this. This will return all the S3 buckets. So yeah. And let's start our data bridge. So for starting our data bridge, what we'll do is we'll just go over here and probably go to the end and just call this. So start S3 data bridge. Yeah, that's cool. We have that. And now what we can do is we can probably invoke this from the front end and we'll get all those data. So we can just, so log sidebar. I don't want to do that. Use effect, which comes from React. So yeah, so use effect. Oh, you want to see the application? You are missing the application. Here it is. Okay, you can say const I don't know, data is equal to IPC renderer dot send, and then probably get buckets, and this so we'll have a function probably const get bucket data. I don't know how do you make this type safe. That's send sync. I don't want to do that. So I don't know. Let's do send sync. Let's see what happens. So also one more thing. This has to be awaited, I guess. And then this can be async. Now the problem is this will be blocking. So this what we are doing right now. This will be blocking. Uncaught dir name is not defined. What do you mean by dir name is not defined? Okay, so we are importing this from Electron. We have to import this from Electron slash renderer, and I don't know what we have. IPC. Do we have IPC renderer? We have. So just angry at me. How do you import this stuff? Oh, it's from so in the preload. Oh no, I don't want this in the preload. Hey, hi. Yeah, I do remember you. Okay. Now I just saw Muhammad. Okay, now, yeah. I just saw your message. Yeah, I do remember you. That's, yes. Now I got it. I did not got an invitation, bro. I literally was waiting for that invitation, which you told me, so yeah. I was waiting for that invitation. Okay. And what's up? How are you? How is your startup going on? How is everything going on? It was really incredible seeing what you guys are making. And but I was waiting, bro. So you should have sent me the invitation. Okay. So okay. So there you go. Our app is blank because we have errors. So I don't know how to invoke renderer stuff here. We have it in the preload. I think we'll have to see the preload script. I think so. We don't have anything in the preload. That's kind of insane. It's saying this to see this link, reload this, and window.myAPI. Context expose in main world, desktop true. I think can we have okay. Context isolated processes. Before proceeding to the implementation layer, you should be familiar with the idea of using preload script to import Node.js Electron modules in context isolated renderer process. For a full overview of Electron's process model, you can read the something like this, which I don't want to read right now. And then we have to fire one-way IPC message from render process to the main process, you can do IPC render.send. So this is one way. So by using on, you can just listen to this and then handle set whatever handle set title, and then you can set the title. I guess like this. The above handle set callback to IPC main, and that makes sense. Okay, then we have IPC send through preload. How do you do that preload thing? So we have expose in main world. Okay, so you could have a preload script, something like this, and we could expose this thing. Okay, we have to load everything from the preload script. That's a little sad. Okay, so okay, so we'll say app dot, and should I do this? How do you write the? Okay, there you go. So we need the context bridge, right? Dot expose in main world, and then we'll say maybe S3 API, and then we can just say probably get buckets, and then yeah, and then we can just say IPC renderer IPC renderer dot send get buckets, and it should be awaited because this is going to be a promise, I guess. And then we can use a sync over here. This is going to be promised, I guess. Okay, so we have get buckets, we have IPC renderer, and we are sending it. Great stuff. That means we should get the buckets over here. Get buckets should give us the buckets. Let's see. So we cannot do this like this way now. So we'll have to do like window.electron API, whatever that API name is. We'll have to do like window dot whatever that API name was. What was the API name? It's the S3 API. S3 API dot get buckets. Right. So this is now an async. This will, I don't know, this will throw an error, or this will work. This did work though, but I got undefined, bro. I got undefined. Why did I got undefined? So how do I do this? I don't know. I think it's just calling this. It's not that this is not calling this. So if I just go and log, this is working. Probably this will be working. So this is working. See, this is being logged. So it's just definitely working. The problem is also I think this is also getting like yeah, we are even getting the data. So that's also correct. But we are not receiving it over here. So we'll have to think about that. How are we going to tackle that? So we did got the data, and I am also worried about rate limited by S3 because I'm sending a lot of requests. So let's see how we can debug this. So we have IPC on get buckets. This is getting triggered, and we wait. Where is this getting logged? Okay. Oh, this, we are not returning this. We are stupid. We are stupid. We are stupid. We have buckets, and we should have buckets. Okay. Something crashed. Oh, there's something wrong. Okay. It's saying request autofill enabled, whatever this is, and we have undefined again. So is this how you return it, or like you just say like return result? Is this how you do it? I don't know what's the way. Let's see what works for me. Both of them is not working. How do you return value? Render to main. I got this, but this is the main process now. Load index dot whatever, we have the preload script. That's okay. And then we have expose to the main IPC main invoke. I did all of those things that kind of like worked for me, and then I did over here. Then I say inner text, and that works. How do you legacy approach? IPC.send. Uh, avoid legacy approach. So it's saying use. We recommend using whenever. Also, it's we can use IPC invoke. I want to use IPC invoke, but how do you use that? So you did this and you log that shit. Okay, so for now, just for testing, so that we don't exhaust our stuff, what we'll do is we'll just, instead of this, we'll have like some test data. So we'll have test, and we'll say test, and we'll just do this, and we'll try to get the data over here. If we can get that data, that means we can get this data as well. So I think the first option is we have an event, and then we'll say event dot return value result. I don't know, something like that. Why does it go to that window always? Like, just be over here, right? And then we can just log this, and we can say this is working. You can see this is working over there, right? Return value is not working. Why? Has implicitly has any type. Why is event there? That's the question I have to answer. It's still undefined. How can we return stuff? Let's explore the documentation a little bit. So we have pattern 3. You do something like this. Nothing useful over here. Then you have this, and then you have a preload script, and then you load something like that, and then you do click main window dot web contents dot send update counter, something like that. Expose in the main world, on update counter, callback, and then you do all these things. Okay. Why do we even do this? Why do we even want to do this? We can, because we have access to both of the worlds, whatever, like we have the access to both stuff, right? So we can do something very interesting now, I guess. In the preload script only, if we just fetch the stuff, let's see what happens. So for example, like we have this, and if we export this get object from S3 buckets, right? And we don't have all of these, so we just go to the preload script and say get objects from S3 buckets, and we await that. What do we get? Oh, so this is in the main. Oh, I can't do this. This is not in the main thread. This is in the renderer only, so we can't. This doesn't make sense so far. So we'll have to find some other solution then. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? On update counter, and then you just returning up reply. There's no equivalent for IPC to main to render IPC. Instead, you can send a reply back to the main thread from. Do we need to use invoke? I think invoke would, like, through invoke we can directly, like, return something. So I would like to use invoke. Let's try invoke. So instead of this, I'll say invoke IPC dot make dot on. Okay. IPC renderer dot invoke. Okay, so you that makes sense. So this is using send, right? This is using send. So let's try to do this. So let's try to use send in the preload script. We are also using send. I mean, what do you mean? and then you see ping, and then you get a pong. Not working. The structure of this code is very similar to invoke, but we recommend avoiding the API for performance reason. Hmm. Handle is the best thing, and then you can use invoke, I think. Okay. So I just use invoke over here, and then I can just say handle in the index. So instead of on, we can say handle. So, and then just instead of this, I can just return this. This is way better than, I don't know the performance implications. That performance might be a little bit bad, but yeah, we got the value. We got the value. This is working for us. Okay. So now we will be able to basically get the return from the uh, yeah. So instead of await this, we can use get objects inside bucket, whatever this is, and we don't need this event right now, so we can just do this. That's cool. So we have this, and we are able to successfully get the value. Also, I would like to cache this because I don't want to just disturb the server a lot, but we are getting this for now, which is more than incredible. So we'll go to the sidebar right now, and now what I'll do is I just have this data, right? So we'll have so we'll have a state called buckets, and then we'll do this, and we'll create an interface, and this will be bucket. So name will be string. I think that's it. We just need an array of maybe string, but bucket ID is necessary, right? So it will be okay. Interface bucket will be name, not creation date, but probably name is also kind of enough. Okay, string name will be kind of enough. Okay, so this will be an array of string probably, right? And then what we can do is we can as we are getting the results over here, we can just say uh, set buckets, not result, but result.map.r, and then r dot, what do we have? It's name, and then I think that's it. Yep. So r for now, let's say this has any type. Okay. So we have buckets, and then rather than doing all these stupidity, what we need to do is we need to just have like uh just have buckets.map bucket probably, and then probably have that. Yeah, that's more of what I want. So I can just do this. Great. So we are finally able to see both of the both of the what do I say? I'm just missing my words. Both of the buckets in my repo. So rather than having folders, I think we should call it buckets. That's like a more valid name for this. So in the home page, we can just say in the folders instead of folders. Also, I think we should not have it over here. So that's also one of the points. So we can just over here, we can probably do this over here, and we can just say buckets, right? And all of this should be inside maybe some padding or dot p3 or p3 like that. So that's like a little bit differentiation. That goes in two lines. I just hate that. So what we'll say is this will always truncate, right? So no matter what, oh no, that shouldn't happen. Then this is truncate, not like this. I mean, so whatever the bucket name is. So span, and then we can do this, and then we can say truncate, right? There you go. So that's kind of good. Also, I think there's just a huge padding, so we don't need that. Or what we can do is we can just leave this padding at like what, like we don't need that padding. Yep, success. So now we have both of the bucket names. We can probably click on these buckets and see the contents over here. That's the next goal. So also I think the having an idea of tab will be amazing, so we'll also probably do that, but that will probably come in the next or like some other versions. We'll increase the versions eventually. I don't want to live. I have a long list of features for this particular application, but we'll eventually add this one by one, right? No need to hurry. Now what we need to do is we need to have a global state management solution. Of course, you know this, you know the package I'll use. It's the stand, one of my favorite packages. So we'll say yarn add the stand. So we have the stand over here. Great stuff. And so yep, I just want to have the git ignore, like, you know, have this .temp file. I just don't want to commit that accidentally. So probably, oh, let's forget it. We'll probably not commit anything right now. We'll commit after the stream. So we have this. Now we'll need probably a central, like something like this. So we'll call it store, and then we'll have a global store which will be like global.ts, right? And then what we can say is we can say const use global store is equal to create. Yep, we'll have like that is equal to create, and that takes a function has a set, and then we can export this. So we can say export default use global store, and then over here we can create an interface. So interface will be global store. Yeah, so let's add the global stuff. So the first thing global stuff is like we'll be having is active bucket. Makes sense. So either it will be a string or it will be null, because yeah, you could not have any buckets active. That's completely a possibility, right? So now here that's bucket active, and then we'll be saying set active bucket. That will be basically setting the active bucket for us. And if you'll have to give some string for that, and then I think probably this will write that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so also I would like to do this and this, which is cool. So here this should not give me any errors. It's saying bucket implicitly has any type. It does not have any type because we have not. Okay, that makes sense. We can just say global store probably. There you go. And now what we can do is we can just go to the sidebar, and we can just use this and set this whenever something is clicked. So we can say probably something like this is equal to use global store, and then we can just go over here, and then we have all these buckets, and then on click. So once you click on any one of them, we can just say, we can just import the set global set active bucket, and we can say set active bucket, and then we can just give the bucket name. Yeah, name is kind of okay for us, but that's all what is required. Also, this import thing is giving me a little bit of issues, but okay, good. So we have this right now. So this is all done, which is good. Now what we need is we need the main content area, right? So that will be a tabs thing probably, but I just want to experiment and get things started. So again, a lot of things we are not overlooking right now, which we'll be eventually adding afterwards. So the first thing, or should we create tabs right now only? I don't know. Should we create tabs? Let's create tabs, I think. Yeah, let's create tabs. So, or should we not? I don't know. So let's have a component called content, right? And let's create the content or like I don't know, bucket content, or like folder content. Let's call it .tsx, right? This will be a single folder contents. So we can just say rfce folder content, cool, and then we can go to the main, I don't know, app, yeah. So not over here, but this is very unhappy with me because we don't have React over here. So let's quickly import React, and this is pretty happy with me. Okay, great. So we have the content and we have the main, not main, we don't want main. We have the app, we want the home page, I guess. And here inside this, whatever movies stuff which we have, which we don't need, we can get rid of all of these. And in the main content, we could have a folder content. Later on, we'll have the tabs, but for now, this works for us. And this is a big no for us. So we'll just probably do this. So it's components slash contents, folder content. So that should make this disappear, right? Because we don't. Oh, that's correct. So we have the folder content over there. We just don't have anything over there. That's what we're gonna do. The next is we should be able to fetch these things. So right now, create browser router, and okay, so we have folder contents. So this will definitely have a lot of paddings, probably padding 6, and we'll have folder content. We want to do that? No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to have a recursive loop, right? So we want to have like an h1 which will contain basically the active, whatever the active bucket name is. So which will be const something like this. Go to use global store. Right. So what we can do is we can just do like active bucket, and then we can just place the active bucket over here. We can say active bucket. Suppose 24/7 running backend like cryptocurrency, and if you want to update DB, how do you achieve suppose new version of MySQL KM6? We'll read your question, but like let's like have this dot slash store slash global. Let's read your question. Okay. So okay, we don't have any. Okay, now we have. That's great. Okay. So the question is, suppose we have a 24/7 running backend like cryptocurrency, something like that. So, and if we want to update DB, how do you achieve that? Suppose new, okay, wait, let me understand this. So a cryptocurrency, something server like that is running 24/7, right? And if we want to update a DB to achieve to archive that, suppose new version of new SQL came 6, currently we are at 5, how to upgrade that? Deploy a new version and migrate your data, bro. Like you just want to update your DB. Is that something which you want to tell? Buy e-commerce वगैरह कुछ बनाओ, SaaS launch करो. This is my SaaS project, bro. And this is not a SaaS, like this is an open source project which I'm doing right now, and I think this is something which I will use. So I felt like a need of developing this. I'm doing this. Okay. So also I think we should have some flex and item center and some gap of 3. And then what we can do is we can just we can have this inside and span now. So we can just cut this. We can just call it span, paste it. No. We should not have that. So Control P. It's just unhappy with me. Okay. We can have active bucket, and we can just we can have a folder. I don't know, folder archive icon is gonna be cool. Yeah, it's cool. Folder archive icon, and this could have some good 42 something like that. That's looking pretty. And yeah, this is my one bucket, and then we'll have all the resources which will be inside this bucket. So now you can select the buckets, and it will switch the buckets accordingly, right? So whenever the buckets are switched, it will basically fetch the folder for that. Let's quickly do that. So so now we have to go to that S3 stuff. I don't know, an index S3 main, yeah. And we'll have to handle this. So I'll say IPC main dot handle get objects. That's exactly what I want to do. And I think the AI is pretty good in these standard tasks. It will just code these things for me. We just need to import this. I don't know the format in which it will be coming. We'll see in the, probably in the, do we have, we just need contents, and just we need filter, and then we have C, and then what do we need? We need, I don't know, we have key size last modified. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I need. I don't need anything else. So yeah. uh I hate this because it restarts in the next window every time, so that's a little bit annoying for me, but that's kind of okay. So get objects will give me the objects. We'll go to homepage, and no, not homepage, content folder, and we'll just write a use effect. Basically, we'll have to import use effect from React now. Use effect, and we can just call use effect over here, and then I don't know, this is okay, and then something like this, and this should rerun. Oh, I have messed something up. I don't know what, but I definitely have. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now what I can do is I can just say if the active bucket is there. So if there is some active bucket, then we're gonna get the stuff. So but before that, we'll have to go to our preload script, and we'll have to write get bucket content, get bucket content, right? So we'll just say async buck async bucket string, and then like this. Yep. We're gonna invoke this, but I'm not sure there we do have something like that or not sure about that. So s3 main, is that the name? It's get objects, and in the preload script we have get objects, so we're pretty good to go. So get bucket contents, we'll go over here, and then we'll just replace this with get objects to get object content, and then we'll say const content is equal to that, and it will be await, and then we can just extract this into like some function. We can say const fetch bucket contents. That's exactly what I want. This is pretty dope, right? And then we can just select this, give some space, give some space, give some space, give some space, and we have content, and then I don't know the type of content, so we'll have like some interface which will tell us what is the type. So what does content result mean for us? So we'll say content result, and if you go to this whatever this bridge, we'll just replace this way. Yeah, so it's basically key size and last modified. I don't know what is the type of last, it's date. So key size and that, so we'll have a key which is string, size which is string, and last modified which is date. And then what we can do is we can just assign this type over here. So as so this is basically an array of all these things. So this is basically an array of content result, and then so we'll log this. Let's see what do we get. Let's see what do we get. So we select this, and we got 3 items. So there's like 3 things inside this bucket, which completely makes sense, right? We'll have to just like do something to basically bifurcate this, and we'll have to do some magic so that we could break this into keys and folders, but that is not required for now. We can just store this in some like state, like we can say const something like this, not buckets but contents, set contents, and then we can say that's actually this, and then we can just set it over here. So we can say we can just store it some, oh that's already stored, so we can say set contents content, and it should be contents because this is so contents result, maybe that's a good name. Yeah, cool. So we have contents result, and we have We are setting it there. Now the next stuff what we have to do is we have to basically the spelling of content is wrong over here, so we'll have to fix that first. Content, right? And let's quickly over here, and we'll have a div with so we already have a lot of padding, so we don't need any padding, I guess. But we'll have few things like class grid, not grid, flex wrap, I guess is good for us. And along with this, why are you printing these? These are not something which we require, so we'll just say we don't need you guys. And we could have like a file icon, maybe file text, file video. I think we have a video right now, so size 42, right? And we'll have like class padding 3, rounded MD. I don't know, we could have some name maybe, so we can have like a flex, and then flex call, and items sent, and then we can have like a span over there that will be the key. I don't know what will appear there. Great, we have the folders, we have the files from our S3 bucket appearing inside of our this, like inside of our app, which is so incredible. We had some very good progress today. Right? So okay, so what will I do? I will just like improve the designing, of course, first a little bit. So this can be a little bit big, so this could like go to like something like 54, right? Second thing is I think we should this should have some width, some amount of maximum width. So this will have width of like maybe 120, 100, like 190 pixels, something like that. This will definitely have some width. And second thing what we're going to do is we're going to have this have truncated. So if it's very long, it will basically be truncated. So truncate, yep. So, and also this flex wrap would have a gap of like something like 3 pixel or something like that, gap 3. So yeah, this entire thing should be like 6 away from the top. So yeah, this is how it looks, by the way. And also I think there's like this is very big for some reason. So can we this be like just 50 pixel or like 50 or like 100 pixel? Yeah. And then what I can do say is I can just say width something like 100 pixel, and then this will be truncated. Yeah, that worked. I'm happy. So we can just, maybe we can be a little bit generous with this. Maybe 150 pixel is kind of something where we want to be. And then we can be we can have like some margin top of 4 maybe. Yeah, great stuff. I think we should have some hover effect and all those things right now, and then we'll work on the folder segregation, like, you know, we want to have folders differently and all those things. And then we'll also work on how do we want to store the contents. That is also going to be a little interesting. So we have the key. We'll have to write some sort of algorithm which creates the folders. So yeah, that's going to be something we'll do it. I just don't want this, so I just want to like slash folder.png, and then this is like folder icon, and then width, I don't know, something like 120 pixel will be fine, I guess. No, that's too big. Maybe 90. It's kind of okay. You can, how do you feel this? How do you feel about this one? Right, looking great. We'll have the list view and the icon view, both of them will be having, but first let's have the hover effects and all those things. So hover bg slate, right? So yeah, I think some amount of padding would definitely help. Oh, this width is like, oh, we'll have to decrease the padding for this, so it will be 120, that we could account for the padding. Also, this is very harsh, so we'll have like something like 200, and duration will be 150, so that this happens super smoothly. Great. And we'll have, so I don't know, is this how we want? Also cursor pointer, so that's also we want to over there. Right. So we have also, so the next thing what we have to work is we have to work on the segregation, which is like segregation of like folders, and how do you want to show the result or the contents of that folders, right? So how I feel this should happen is like there will be a hierarchy. So it will be like, there will be like breadcrumb. So to say inside this you are this, and then inside that and that, and you basically have all the contents like that. Which will probably, so we'll have to calculate that beforehand, so because it lists the entire bucket at once, so we'll have to do that, like we'll have to somehow build an algorithm which does that. So let's quickly build that algorithm. If you guys are not understanding the problem, I'll explain you the problems, right? So you're seeing this key of this thing, right? So the key is upload slash whatever the file is. But if I'll show you the actual stuff which I have on the S3, it's not something like this, right? It's something like this. So we have buckets inside which we have uploads folder, and inside this we have these three files, right? So which is like these three video files, right? So now the problem is these three video files are like not like, they basically in like S3's context, right? They do not have a separate folder. It basically exists in the root only, but the key of that particular file is upload slash whatever the file key is. We'll have to do something about that. So let's see, how do you do that? So we'll have to, I don't know, let's write an algorithm for this. So we'll have to create a utils for that. I think a folder called utils.ts. Will we need this anywhere else? I don't think so. We'll need this anywhere else. So we can write this directly over here. So we can say breakdown into, I don't know, process bucket content. So let's try the AI. Let's make the AI write this algorithm. So we'll fetch the contents of the active bucket, and it will create a tree of folder and its content based on the key. Is it key? Based on the response, or based on the key, right? So basically what you will be receiving is a array of basically data will be an array of the same content result. So I think this will be able to do it. Let's see. I don't want that. I just directly want the implementation. Let's ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT will be super good at this. So chat.ai. Whatever this is, and what we can do is we can copy this entire thing, paste this over here, and then we can say we want a function that will be used to fetch content. Give me a function in TypeScript. Let's see what do we get. Certainly no, I don't. So S3 tree is something like this. Whoa, oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is exactly what I need. List object v2. What is v2? Probably will need v2. We need this algorithm. So first let's have this tree. Also this uses the v2 version, so list objects v2, so we'll have to also use this. So we'll go to list object v2. This is very interesting algorithm which it has written. List object v2. Where is the list object v2? So we have get objects, and we have, yeah, it is v2. So yeah, we have the correct thing. We need this thing. So let's quickly have this over here. Right. We have S3 node, and then it says list object. Let's see what it has written and how does it work. So you give an object name and you get a promise of S3 object, whatever this so params, you get the bucket. So list bucket contents. Okay, so this is a single bucket and you just fetch all the contents, and then you have a tree. So you have a tree of this, and then you just say data dot contents. If there's the like data for all of them, add to tree. Okay, so you just have this first. So let's have it maybe over here. I think we should not even have this, something like this. Probably. Yeah, we should not have it something like this. So this should be a part of the global store. So this should be a part of global store. So we can declare this interface over here. We could have I don't know, bucket tree, okay, as like that, and it could be null. That's completely possible. And we could set the bucket tree like this, and right, right, yeah, good. And then yeah, so it wouldn't be this. It should not be this. This will be an array of this, I guess. Yeah, and this will also be an array of this, which is cool. Now you can set this. Also, we'll have a tree, which is cool. Yeah, and then we can say active tree. So the entire tree, and this could have some active tree. So this active tree will be, oh, that's something, that's entire bucket, right? Okay, whatever, let's try to do this. So we can take this entire algorithm, add to tree from here, and hippity hoppity, this code is now my property. Probably we can import this from global only, so we'll just export this port interface, and okay, I think add to tree could be something which we can yeah, so it should be like it shouldn't be like this. Okay, so I have a better idea. So we have set bucket tree, and then bucket tree, so we can just say this tree, and then this could be and then we could have like add to tree, and then we could have like whatever, like this. Yeah, should this be like this? No, it should not be like this. So we have a key, we have a name, we have a folder, and all those things. We don't want that. For this we need an tree and a key. That makes sense. Okay, so now what we can do is we can just quickly, we can just remove that set, and we can say add. Okay, so that is also doesn't make sense. Tree, and then has written the same function again. I don't know, maybe it has, maybe what has it done? So we split it with this part, and we take the current part, and we just keep adding to that part. I think so, this is correct. Okay, so we have add to tree, and then yeah, that's pretty much fine. So now what we can do is we can just avoid this, all the logic in the component itself. We can just get rid of that, and we can now, so we will have to add for all the content items. I'll have to add to the tree, that tree, and then tree dot item. So we'll have to do this. Okay, so we have this. I think we don't need the contents right now, so we can just say, what can we say? So we need, we'll have to extract this. So it will be like set, like add to tree, and we'll have to write a for loop over here. So we'll have a tree, right, like this const tree is equal to so this needs to be exported from here. We already did that. So this will be s3 s3 tree, I don't know, node, tree node, something like that. It will be array of that. And then what we can do is we can just do this and we can keep adding to the tree. That, yeah, that's how you do it. So that will do our work, I guess. Um, yeah. And then we can render to our tree. Instead of doing that contents, we don't need contents or anything like that. So we just need the tree right now. So tree, and then so so yeah, so we can say tree, and then we can say content dot, I don't know, not sure, content dot name, and let's see what do we get. We get a big error. Interesting. Cannot set properties of null map. What do you mean? Hey developer, you can, we are getting cannot set uncaught unexpected application where folder content at line number, folder content dot tsx, folder content dot tsx, at 36, at 36 we have some error. So it's, so we have a content and oh, so there's like one array. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we can say dot so if, so let's comment this out. I just want to see the content. So we'll say json.stringify tree, and then I can probably do this. And then which language is this, brother? This is TypeScript. This is, yeah, this is TypeScript. Okay, so we have null, and then what if we just click this? We should not have null. Yes. I think we are doing something wrong. I think we are doing something. So we, oh, so current level. Okay, we have I think we should use this thing. Yeah, we should use this thing. I think both of them are same, but still, like, yeah, the both of them are the same. Indeed. List bucket content. Where is the list bucket content? And then you have this, and then you have this, and then data dot contents dot for each. Hi Deepesh Dev. What's up, Deepesh? How are you? How's life? How are you doing? I'm getting a null. Are you also getting a null? What do you do with that tree then? I content dot key. So what is the value of that tree? So you just keep adding it, and then I think we'll have to do it ourselves. This is not happening now, so we'll have to do it ourselves. So we have a part slash, and then they take the current level, and then the parts dot for each. What are you doing, bro? I'm trying to create an S3 Explorer. So yeah, I'll just give you an explanation. So this is my S3 bucket currently. This is my S3 bucket. Okay, I just want to have a way to modify my S3 bucket, download my files, modify my files without going to S3, because you can't modify your files, right? If you have a text file, you cannot directly modify it. So I just want to have some way to modify it, edit it, copy it, delete it, do all those kind of things, which you do in a normal Explorer. So yeah, that's the goal. So back loads. I don't know. Why is this not working? Why are you not working? So do we have, will we have to think and write the algorithm ourselves? I don't think so. So we have the parts dot for each, and we have a part and we have an index, and we say existing node. So if there is already an existing node, if there is no existing node, then it, okay, there is, if there is no, so if there is no existing node, then existing node is equal to name, and type is, if the parts dot length is -1, whatever is basically 0, then you have file, otherwise you have folder. And then you do this, which is you mark the children and you push it, okay, and you keep doing this. So if I just select this, why do I have null? Why do I have null over here? How does that make sense? So that makes only sense if, you know, we are rate limited. So let's log the results. I think, are we rate limited? We are not rate limited. So we have key. So are we passing the wrong key? We are not. So content result is an array for each add to the tree, and we have the tree which is empty initially. Hence, so we have add to the tree. Why do we give it a tree? So that's the current level, and does it, okay, so this should be an array which should be the current level, so we don't need this probably. So we have the, but how do you access the current whatever the thing is? So to access that, I think set has yeah, set kind of gives you the current state where you can do this. So yeah, let's try this out. So you just say set, and then you have some key which is a string, right? No, you have the key which is a string, and we'll be returning set from here, and then this will be the rev, or like current state, right? And then we can paste all those. No, we cannot paste all those. Where have we lost it? Okay, that's cool. So now what we can do is we can just paste all of that over here. That key doesn't make sense because that is not here now anymore, so we can just get rid of that. And then instead of tree, we're gonna say state dot tree, right? Yep. And yeah, this is stupid. I just want to write my own function for this. Get it? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have set we're gonna have like, I don't know, create tree, like that, right? So we're gonna have that, and then no add tree or something like that. We'll directly have create tree, and for that what we'll do is we'll just use this content result. We'll cut this from here, we'll paste this over here. I don't know, okay, wait, we'll paste this over here, and what we can do is we have the tree, and then we can say create tree, and that will be like content results array. So this is array of content result, and yeah, or it could be empty, and that's kind of like this is not. So we want like content, or like objects, I can say, which is an array of content result, and then that results in void, and then we'll have a create result which will give us the objects, and then it will give us the set which will give us the previous state, which is the state currently. And then what we can do is we can just we can just return something. But now this will work, I think. So now what we can do is we can just have the yeah, add to tree. That's more of what we want. So looks good to me. But we have tree missing, right? So we'll have to add tree to this. So tree is null. Cannot be null. Is tree nullable? Yeah, it could be null. Okay. So we'll have all these and we can just get rid of them. Okay. We can have this, something like this. Okay. So we have use global store, and then now we can export this. Probably this will work. Export use global store. Use global store. Come on. Export default, use global store. I think what happened? Oh, so okay, that's weird. So we can just close that, and we can just have this like this, and we can have this like this. Okay. Existing, what the forbidden non-null assets? Okay, whatever. Let it be. So yep. Let's see, does it work or not? So now rather than doing all of these things, we can simply, so there's no add to tree now, and the tree is required, but it's like set up, or like what was that, create tree, right? So we can directly say create tree, and we can pass content result to this, which should do our work probably. Still null. Oh, because we haven't selected anything. Oh, we did it. Finally we have the stuff which we want. So that's exactly what we need. So that's how we wanted to format our data. So now what we'll do is we'll just uncomment this, and yeah, we have the uploads. Super cool. And I don't know why the uploads is in the side. We'll probably fix this by saying justify center. Why do we have uploads in the side? I don't know. Oh, I got it. So we have to say text center, and that kind of does the work trick. Also, why do we have so much space between both of them? Like they are like wide apart. I think we have some height for this, which we should not have. So we have width 90, and we have width 90, width 150. I don't know, what should we do? Should we not have a width over here? Will this fix the issue? It's kind of looking a little weird. How many of you think this? Oh, margin top 4. Oh, that's the stupidity we did. Okay, so we'll save this. That's also a lot right now, so we can just like completely avoid it. Yeah, that's looking cool. So we have the uploads, and now we want the ability to basically click on the upload and see the files inside it, right? Also, there is one more problem over here which we have to fix, which is all the icons are same, which should not be the case. The icon should be based on the files, right? So what we can do for now, like just for the sake of getting this up and running over there, what we can do is we can just go to flat icon, and we can search for file, I think. So we would have just one icon for file, and we'll have the extension maybe in the bottom or something like that. So this is cool. So we can use this one. Probably 512, doesn't matter. It's a desktop application. File size doesn't matter for us. So we can just put this in the public folder. So let's have this in the public folder. So we'll just say file icon, right? So file icon .png, and then we can probably render this based on whatever the type is. So folder over here. Okay, so this will not be the path. This will not be an absolute path. This will be like a little bit of dynamic. So what we have to do is we have to just say content dot type equal to, if this is file question mark, then this will be file icon.png slash file icon.png. Otherwise, it will be folder.png. Yeah, cool. So let's see what do we have. We currently don't have any files, so that's what it is showing. But we'll create a file right now. So let's create a new file. Let's try to upload some files over here. Well, we have the uploads, and we don't want to create a. Yeah, we want to upload a thing. We'll call it like something like I don't know, code, some code, right? And add files. Is this the key, or like what is this? Find file. I don't want to find files. I can drag and drop stuff over here, right? That's amazing. What should we upload? I don't know. Let's upload some pictures. Yeah, that's gonna go be cool. So I have like these 4 inspirations which we had. I just dropped this. Let it have its default name, and let's upload these images to our S3. So it's pending. Let's hope. Oh, succeeded. Succeeded. Oh, great. So now if we just go to the bucket, we should have all these things. Okay, great. So now if I refresh this, like, yeah, it's just angry at me. Why are you angry at me? Cannot. What? It's just angry. Why? The error happened over there. It's saying a router caught the following error: cannot read properties of null reading map. So what it is telling me? Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So initially, right? This is like, yeah, that will fix the issue. This is null, right? So that's the problem, I think. There you go. So now what I can do is I can just click on this, and there you go. Amazing stuff. Great. Also, I would like one more thing. I think I would like to have the file name in 2 lines, right? So 2 lines works for me. I think truncate 2 is something which I can use. So truncate, can I like do like truncate 2 lines? I don't know. Let's not truncate. Let's see what happens. It's like this. Yeah, that's cool. That works for me. It's not too bad. So I just hate one thing, which is it should not center, like, there should be not justify center should not be there. Oh yeah, there you go. That's on the top. Great stuff. We have the files appearing pretty successfully, and we have it like that. Amazing. Next thing what we want to do is we want the ability to click on these folders and see the content of these folders, right? And we would be able to do that quite simply. So let's quickly do that. But before that, what I would like is I would like to sort these based on the like the files should appear first, all the folders should appear first, and then all the files should appear. So folders and files, FOF, I don't know. Let's sort this. Let's see what happens. If this exists, then dot sort, I don't know, comma A, comma B. A dot A dot type equal to, if file is greater is question mark 1, otherwise 0. I think does that fix anything? No. So should we reverse it? I think we should. So row 1 did not fix anything so far. Okay. Let's have it sort. Let's call sort, right? Let's have it on the basis of whatever, like we have A, and then we can say A dot folder, A dot type. Yep, success. So we have this. I don't know what did that do. I have no idea, but that is working right now. Great. So we have uploads, and you could have as many files as you wish over there. So if we just change this, right? So if we just change this, because we don't have anything over there. Oh, we do have one thing, which is this JSON file, and also we caught an error over there. So we'll have to do text wrap, or like whatever, like some wrap. It did not work. We'll have to truncate. I think we don't have an option. That did not working. It's, I don't know. Text clip. That doesn't work. Text truncate is the only option. TRUNC. We'll find some better option later on, but for now, let's have it like that. Yeah. So we change that. Also, if we okay, so we want to have some loading thing, so that we say, okay, we are loading the content and all. So yeah, we'll have to do something like that. We'll do that. So this is that we changed, and then this appears after a while. So we'll have some loading state over here. So we'll say const loading, set loading, and then use state, which we'll have to import from React. We'll say const use state, and then we'll say use state, and then this is false. Initially it is false. Then we can probably then we can show some loading state over here very simply. So we'll say if loading, then return loading. Not okay. Class widthful height. I don't know what is the height. It's screen. So we can say height screen loading flex justify center items center text excel text late, maybe like very light, something like that is cool. Okay, so we have this, and now what we can do is we can just like whenever we start doing this, whatever fetching thing, we can say set loading to true, and then whenever this is done, we can say set loading to false. Yeah, so great. So we have loading thing. So you can see if we just change the folder right now, so we'll just do this. Our text center is still required, I guess, even if we truncate or not. Text center is always good. Okay, we have loading. Okay, so we can go this, and we have a little bit of loading. We can this, we have a little bit of loading, and great. So we'll have to implement some caching layer, of course. Then again, that's not the part of MVP. We'll have to get like I want to get an MVP as soon as ready as soon as possible. So yeah, we have the files, we have the folder, and now we need one more functionality, which is clicking on the folder should show the folder's content, right? So yep. So how are we gonna do this? So we can create a stack of path. So the path will be a stack, and we can keep pushing the folders, right? So yeah, that would work, I guess. Let's do this. So let's go to the global, and then we'll have like a path stack thing. So we'll have a path, which will initially be path will be basically an array of stuff. So path will be a set, so it will be of type set of string, right? And then we'll be having add path and remove path. Very simple stuff. And then what we can do is we can have a path, add path, and by the way, path type is wrong because path is actually an array. It has to be like this. Wait, this is a set, right? So we'll have to say like new set string, like that. Is that an issue? Oh, that's an issue because I'll tell you, because we don't have remove path over there. Yeah, there you go. So that's a set. But wait, inside a folder there could be another folder with the same name, right? So doesn't make sense to make it set. It should be a normal array, right? So again, let's make it an array, and then now what we can do is we can just probably just make it like this, right? Not new, but Yeah, something like this. And now this is wrong, so we'll have to do uh, set. That's more of like what we want to do. Can you suggest me some code? Thank you. That if state.path, what did it do? So it like found like it if if it does not exist, okay, that makes sense. Okay, and it returns the path, the new path after removing, and this also returns the, oh, because we have to set. Okay, makes sense. This is making sense. Now what we need to do is we need to, whenever you click on, so when you say get, when you say tree, right? So it is not like the current tree. It will make sense. Hold on. It's not like the current tree. So when you say create tree, you also give it a path, I guess. No, let it be like that. So let's also have like the current tree. So let's have like a, that's the entire tree, and then you have a current tree, which is again an array of yeah. So the current tree could be null. So it's completely possible. And then we'll have like set current tree maybe, or create current tree based on not objects, but based on like not create, like it should be set current tree. And this will be based on path. So the path will be an array of string, right? And then we can just do it over here. Also, you can add breadcrumb at the top, right? That's a good idea. We could add bro, use recursive array. Why would you need recursive array? We already have a tree, bro. CW. That's a great array. Great idea. We could have like a breadcrumb. Yeah, we'll have like that array will give us the breadcrumb. That's a cool idea. So we could do this, and we'll have current tree null. Then we'll have, I don't know, something like this. Just find that and set it as a children. So it basically the tree, and then you just say if there's no tree, then return whatever the current state is. But and then the current is equal to tree, and then what do? You just do I less than 0, I less than path dot length, a recursive tree. Yeah, we'll need to make a recursive app, like recursive function, in order to extract those children of that particular whatever folder we have. So let's write that algorithm over here. I don't trust this algorithm, so let's write that algorithm over here. So what we do is const find children of, and then you give it some this, and then it finds that children. So it says it splits. Okay, so you give the path, right? And okay. And then yeah, that's what we want to do. So now what do we want to do? So what did it do? It took the path, and we have to just keep climbing the path. So the, let's see first of all this is correct or not. This might be wrong. So yeah. So ask ChatGPT to help with recursive function. Bro, recursive function is not the issue. First, there should be a requirement, right? I mean, you should not use recursion for the sake of using recursion, right? It should solve some purpose. We'll see if that is required. We'll probably write the function, write the thing. So let's go to the stuff. Let's go to index. No, I'm lost. Okay. Content folder, and then probably we'll need, so instead of tree, which is good, we need current tree, right? And yeah, so and then we would need some path. So we'll say path, and if the path, if the, so we'll need to write a use effect again, bro. Till now much extent do you use ChatGPT? I use ChatGPT a lot. So I use it for not a lot. I don't know. It's maybe 50-40%, something like that. It's only used for this algorithms or like some repetitive stuff or like that. Yeah. Uh it depends. So we have current, because if you paste the code from ChatGPT, it will refactor your code neatly. You think that? That's a good idea. We might do that. Let's make it working first, and then we'll do that. So we have current tree, and then we need one more thing, which is set current tree. So we'll say so if there is a change in the path, right? So if there is a change in the path, we'll say set current tree with that path. And this is wrong, by the way. We need to so content result. Oh, we don't have the content result. We'll have to export that from the global, whatever that global folder we had. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so this will solve some issues. Okay, so we have set current tree, and we have the loading state, and we have the current tree. So rather than tree, we'll load the current tree, I guess. And we don't need the tree now, so tree is not required, which is kind of good. I don't know what we have over here. So we don't have anything selected, so it's just like that. So what should happen is, if you click right and it's a type, it's the type is folder, right? It would update the current thing. So at least it should render the, okay, this is not an app, this is unhappy with me. It says cannot read properties of null reading, find in the, probably it's doing over here or somewhere. Yeah, let's see where it is using find, where this is the global at 48. So let's go to line number 48 and set active. Wait, what the, where is this problem happening? It's at 76. So 76. So this find the current is not, oh, the current tree is not being found. Okay, so the thing is, if the length of the path is 0, then this should not be like, we should not be setting the current tree. So if path dot length is greater than 0, then only we should do whatever this. And this, I think, takes two things. So if I just go over here, this takes two things. Not over here, I mean, this takes state, and then this takes a path. Oh, this gets a tree from the, yeah, makes sense. Okay, so this would not give us errors now, at least. Yeah, so if I just do this, things didn't work. Let's see, how can we fix this? We have the tree. What do we want to do is, we want to, so for everything, okay, the current is this tree. So what do we do is, we take that part, and whatever that part I is of that slash. So path is not like that, bro. Path is, it didn't got the point. Path is basically, it's path is not a string, path is an array. So you don't have to do this. We can directly pass the path, and now path is not array, it's already an array, so you don't have to do split. And it's not, so you can say path over here, you can say again, you can say path over here, and yeah, so that becomes current. whatever that folder is, we have to get the children of that folder. So if uh, hmm. so we just so for we are basically going one by one, okay, and we are finding that current dot find c dot name dot path. What the fuck? We have the path, and then we are saying, so whatever the current is not an array, right? So what the hell do you mean by current? So current is the children. Oh, it's an array. Oh, yeah. So we are getting the current. So we are finding that the name is the same. So if the name is the same, if it finds, then it updates. Otherwise, it returns the null. Right? Makes sense. And then we return the current. So if the current could be null, so that's the tree, right? Yeah. A Raifkul Alam. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name. Hey, hi. What's up? How are you? So, algorithm seems to be fine to me. This is not wrong. But it's giving state.tree. And why do you even need this? So, oh, it's considering this true. Yeah, it makes sense. So, yeah, and then you get a tree out of this, and then you set that as a current tree. Yep. So let's log this. What are we getting as a current tree? So whatever, like tree, this entire thing tree. Is it not existing children? You think that? Let's try it out. It's not even logging, so that means that is like this function is not getting called. Set current tree is not getting called. Why the hell will that not be called? Because got it. Why this would not be called? Because this should be triggered on path as well as, if you change the active bucket. So both should basically trigger it, but still this is not working. So we do this, and okay, so one more thing. Not, it's like you are asserting that exists. So like it will give you null check error. So for example, like if I just remove this will give me null check error, because state.tree could be null, right? So you'll see over here that didn't give me error. That's surprising, but typically it would have given me error that, this might be false, right? So I think this will also be fine. Yeah. So yeah, let me fix this. Okay, so the problem is if the path, okay, so let's do one thing. Okay, so this we just don't, this makes sense only if the tree is this, if path dot length is greater than 0, then this is the tree, right? Then this is the tree. Otherwise, if this is not not the case, then state dot tree is the tree. So yep. So if I just go over here, this should load my tree. Come on, bro. What do you mean this is correct? This, oh, because is it uh oh, because okay, at the time of setting this, the state.tree is null. Yep, that makes sense. So the problem is at the time when this is being called, right? So let's do this on loading as well. I think loading is kind of enough. Pro step debug. Okay, I did that. And it's not working. Don't. Sometimes you have to guess, bro. Let's do some debugging. So we'll go to global now. We'll go and attach a debugger over here. And let's see. That function is not getting called. This is pretty weird. This is not even getting called. Why would this happen? Okay. So we have home page. We have the content folder. And path.length is more than 0. Oh, So this is getting, oh, this is stupid. Okay, so we have written the check, right? Okay, now this should be fine now. Success, 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 success. We got the success. Okay, we have a unique error. We'll fix that. When I click uploads, we should have 3 files. We should have 3 files. Let's try this. So we'll click uploads and we should have 3 files. This didn't work. This isn't working. Let's see what's wrong. So we should be, so here we have okay, we makes sense, because we don't have like the on click event and all those things so far. So we'll have to do on click, and then probably if content type is, and then set current. No, don't do that. If so we have set current tree, and then we have add to path, add path, exactly. So we have add path, and we have add path. Yeah, we want to do that. Let's, if I click uploads, it should do its thing. Yes, yes, we did it. Amazing stuff. We did it. Now you can explore, like I can go over here, I can create as many files and folders as I wish, and this would work. So yeah, let's create subfolders. Let's create 2-3 levels of folders, and let's try to test on that. So let's see, will this work on 2-3 levels of folder or not? Like let's do some like a little bit of testing now. So we have all these, we have uploads. Let's create a folder over here. So we'll create a folder called what should I call it? Testing, right? And let's create a folder, and we'll go over here and we'll upload some files over here. So let's go to my, let's find some files to upload. What should I upload? I don't know. Documents. I have 2 of these icons. Let's try to upload these. So upload. It's uploading inside testing folder. It's successful. So let's try this, like whether this works or not. So let's go to, so we'll have to have the breadcrumb on the top now, in which web hosting allows this storage files. So this is S3 buckets in the AWS, bro. So yeah, let's refresh this. Let's see how does it go. So we select this, and we have these files, and then we select uploads, and then we have testing. This is great. And if I go to testing, it will have 2 files. Saying, what is this file? This is weird. It shouldn't have this. Why is that? What is that? We'll do other debugging later on. Like this is cool enough for me right now. For now we'll do the breadcrumb thing. So I just want to have like inside, and then keep doing that for whatever. Like let's quickly do that. So adding the breadcrumb will be should be like relatively easy as compared to other stuff. So now what I'll do is I'll just what will I do? I don't know. I will just add the breadcrumb, right? So let's refresh this, and let's have this. I think it will rate limit me because it, yeah, good. So we have the folder archive and whatever this thing is there. So what we have to do is we have to just take this and create a flex out of this thing, and probably flex wrap is cool. Okay, and then we could have some gap, maybe like 3, and then we could say, yeah, is this what we want? We don't have anything. So because we don't have anything, so by default it would have one thing, which is home, or like whatever the bucket name is. So yeah, that's cool. So now if I go inside this, I should be there. That's sad. That's not of the size I want to have this off. So this should be a 42, not that, and also the text size should be large. So we have text 3XL, and we don't have any text size over here. So this should be text 3XL. Yep. And also before all of these things, right, whatever we have, it should have another span which should have like this sort of thing. I don't know. How do you write greater than over here? So we say this GR, I don't know. How do you write greater than? So at great. Let's see how do you do that in Arc. So greater than sign in HTML. So you do this by @GT. Okay. So it's @GT. That's what it is. And then yeah, thanks. We'll say class text. Oh, text is already 3XL, so that doesn't matter. So yep. Items center. Justify center. Do we need justify center? No, we don't. Let's see. Yep. Yep. That's something. It's very large. I know 3XL is a very large, whatever, like it's a very large font. So let's make it a little bit less large. Maybe Excel is good. So, and all of them should be Excel, like this one as well. So great. So we have this, and great. So next thing we would like to have is we have testing. We have all these files. I'd like to go. Oh, I can click those. That's interesting. So GPT has done this. GPT has added this feature in itself, which is cool. So I can click any of those levels and you can go. Also in the root, I think you should be able to click. So we'll have like this also clickable. So we'll say on click, and then we'll just give this like, I don't know, set current tree. Not like that. So I don't want to do that. That helps. I don't know. Maybe helps. Yep, that helps. So we'll just say cursor pointer. Also these should have these like hover effects. So let's copy all of the CSS we are having over here, and let's paste this over here. Maybe that's cool. Yep, amazing stuff. So now you can go to home, you can go to over here, and it's blazingly fast because we are not refetching it. Oh, that's a bug. That's a bug. So when you go over here, the breadcrumbs would disappear. So that's definitely a bug. Also, this is a bug. So okay. So we have add to, okay. So this is a path issue. I got it. So we have remove path, which is remove from the path, and then add to the path. And then we should have a set path. So which is like set path. Right. So set path. Right. Great stuff. So now in the content section, whatever, like content folder content, we can import set path over here. So set path, and over here, this shouldn't be this. So if you click this should be set path, and path will be empty. Right. Next, if you click on something, the path should be up, like whatever that index, only till that, right? So not this current tree. That's absolutely wrong. So it should be set path, whatever, like set, oh, sorry, set path. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I think it did understood what I'm trying to say. So if I go over here and if I click this, that's pretty much working fine. If I click this, that's also working fine. Okay, great. Issue bug fixed. And we have a breadcrumb working. We have a folder working. I have an S3 which has a lot of files and folders, but I just don't want to show it because that is not okay. So this is working fine. Also, I guess we have like, let's try to upload few, like a lot of files, a lot of different files. We have smaller files. I have a lot of these wallpapers. Let's try to upload all these wallpapers and let's see what do we get. So let's go to S3. Let's go to my S3 buckets and let's go to the root. How do you go to the root? I absolutely don't know. So I want to go to my Node.js bucket, whatever, and I want to have all of these things over here. Maybe let me see, try. So we'll have all these. I just want to see how does this react to overflows and all. So yep. let's do the folder preview next. So what do I mean by folder preview? If it's an image, right? For example, let's see, let's say in the Finder, I'll show you, right? So if I go to the pictures, let's say, right, which pictures? Yeah. So if I go to the pictures, all these pictures which you see, right? So these are not like thumbnails, right? They show you the actual picture which is over there. So we'll try to do that. We'll try to get like a thumbnail sort of thing of your stuff. So let's try to refresh this. Oh, is it done or is it like still getting loaded? Oh, we have to click upload. Yeah. These files are really large. These files are really large. So whatever has been uploaded, let's see. So if I just refresh this, nothing is there. I think when nothing is there, you should have like, something. So that is again not the part of core functionality, but this is what I was talking about, right? So this will break few stuff. So what we have to do is we have to make this particular stuff only, not the breadcrumb, but only this section scrollable. So how are we going to approach that? So we're gonna approach that by going to the folder section, going to this and saying this is flex, this is height is screen, and this is flex call, right? And then whatever this h3, and this is what we have. Okay, so this is going to be flex grow, and then overflow auto. I think so. This is how it should be happening. Yep, that's what we want. Right, so we have all these different files. We I just found out one more bug, which is like, why is it going so, like, why is it behaving like this? The CSS bug. So let's fix this. I think okay, what could be the issue? So if I just, oh, this for some reason the horizontally this is expanding, so we'll have to do something about that. So flex call, item center, and justify start. Let's go look like justify start. Yep, that I guess fixed the issue. No, it did not. Why is it behaving like that? I don't know. Should we use grid? I mean, if you support grid, I think we should have an height as well. So I think we should have an height as well. That's the reason. So let's have a width. So we'll have width, I think, what, like 120. So we'll have something like 130 or 140 pixel width. And then we'll have a height also, maybe same one. Let's not have an height. Let's see, without having height, does that fix the issue? No, that does not. So let's have an height of probably the same. We have some wrong margin. Like, I think this should have a padding, but that's okay. I think this is doing something wrong. Let's not have flex. Flex is a bad idea. So let's not have flex. And flex row is okay. So this should be grid, and then this grid column, let's say this would be like 5 columns. Yep, that's better. So 5 or 6 columns or 7 columns. This completely depends on how much screen size do we have. So we can do like, on medium screens, this would go like something like 12 columns maybe, right? And this is still the same issue. So forget it. Flex, that's already flex. So we'll say flex wrap. That's correct. I think there's some other issue. Forget about it. Yeah, these things are working great. next is we want to have the preview. So for the preview, I think, all the folder icons, right, they should have their own separate component, because that logic is going to be a little bit complex. So we'll say, I don't know, what do you say, fold preview fold icon, file icon, let's say file icon.tsx. Folder is like same, but file will be yeah. So let's quickly say that I have a shortcut for now. For now, I have a shortcut to do this. If somehow we are able to get the URL of that particular file right over here, we can directly show it. But for that URL, the thing is that should be open, and that's not open. That's yeah. So let's go to the S3 main. Yeah, there we go. So here what we are returning this, right? We'll be also returning one more thing, which is URL. URL will be if the file type will be I don't know, I just don't want to do this. Empty folder is also working. Yes, I think so. Don't know. Should work. I mean, there's no reason why it wouldn't work. Let's try. I think we'll wrap up this video, like this stream, till like what we have done. Later, what we'll continue maybe afterwards. Let's quickly commit this, and then we'll test whether this works with empty stuff or not. Let me like do one thing. Hold on. I'm just committing this. Hold on. Initial folder and files rendering. Right. So we'll commit this. Are we committing something useless? No. Yeah. So initial spelling is wrong. So let's quickly fix that. Yep. Stage all commit sync. Okay. Okay. Let's check whether the empty file thing works or not. So we have this, right? Let's create an empty folder and let's see what happens. So this is my root, and I don't want to close that, by the way. I just want to go ahead. So create folder, and we'll say some folder at the root. We just created some folder, and let's see what does it do. So if I just refresh this, right? If I go over there, you can see some folder over there, and if I click, that works. By default, I don't know why do we have this empty thing, which we should not have typically, but we have it. I think this does this because you can't have an empty folder in, because at least there should be something. There's something to this. We'll see probably, but yeah, that's all. I hope so you guys enjoyed the stream, and we'll probably continue this project. If you guys would like to contribute to the project, here you can find this over here. I'll just show you. Hold on. You can find this at easyaws. Yeah, you can find this over here, right? So this has everything, and I just hope I haven't committed my other like keys and all. Where is that temp dot? Yep, I haven't. So great. That's pretty much all. Thank you guys for watching and have a really great day ahead. And probably we'll finish this project in a couple of weeks and we'll have a great and easy AWS Explorer. So, yep. Thanks a lot. If anybody could find the solution for this, why is this like it's going well till here, like till here, and then after this is like just expanding. I think the height should be like content, and then this will be fixed. I think so that will fix the issue. Let me see. So what I'll do is I'll just go to the content folder, content, and this is over here. We are saying flex grow. If you don't say this, what will happen? Something like this. And if you have like really small app, then what happens? But this is great. This is how it should work. Amazing stuff. Amazing. We fixed this issue also. Like this is like this CSS issue. So we'll quickly commit this. Hold on. I'll just commit this. I can commit this in front of you guys, I think. So CSS issue fixed. Commit. I'm writing horrible commit messages. Don't get inspired from this, okay? Like push. Yep. Great stuff. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.